Yo, what's up, guys? So welcome to my channel again. So today we are gonna viewing we are going to read a book again. So this had me mad for a second because my mic is won't work. So study your emotions. Ignoring negative emotions is like keeping portion in your systems. Learn to understand everything that you feel. The aim isn't to force positive thoughts, but is to transform the negative ones into something healthier so you can feel better. Our dominant thoughts significantly influence our emotions. They are a crown. Wait, crown? Crawl. Crawl. How how we feel. The issues many of us have when we try to become positive thinkers is that we ignoring the transformation process. We assume that it's better to whap, 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 whap out negative thoughts, numb our feelings, and move on to more positive ideas. This is often ineffective because you're just trying to track yourself into thinking things are okay when you're truly feeling suggest otherwise. Repressed feelings can become toxic within your system and can eventually cause damage. If a random's thought sits deep within your mind, it will reappear when you experience a similar situation in the future. Not only will this lower your vibration, but the contrary of these pattern can also damage your mental health and in your turn physical health. You might also become extremely toxic for others to be around, making you lonely and further adding your mystery. So don't suppress your negative emotions. Instead, transform them so you can raise your vibration, not just now, but for all similar events in the future. Understanding your emotions will allow you to transform them from a low vibration to a high vibration over and over again. This is why introspection is so important to personal development. development. For example, a client of mine called Sarah had started talking a new love interest a few days into messaging and calling each other. He went quiet. She waited by her phone, expecting them to text her back, but he didn't, as a resort to dominate thought in her head said, "No one is interested in me or has time for me because I'm ugly." This made her feel sad. Sarah needed to turn her negative emotions back into positive ones. So we followed it by my step by step. Uh, men, men, menhood, menhood. For achieving this, wait, Wait, I forgot how to pronounce how to transform negative emotions. Identify to change your emotional state. You might identify what emotion you're feeling. In Sarah's example, she felt sad and afraid after delving deeper. We identified that Sarah also felt, what is that? Neglect and insecure. Challenge. The next step would be to question yourself, why do you feel that way you do? And what thought are responsible for this? Sarah felt sad because she didn't get a text back. The thought that played it back to her was the one: no one has time for her or was interested in her because she was ugly. This made her feel lonely and insecure. At this stage, you have consistently begun to observe your thoughts. A lot of the beliefs we have also we stop for a second. We have all based on extender ranking and opinions imposed on us by other people. Therefore, we can challenge these errors, ideas, and judgments in our mind. We can analyze our thought processes and change our negative thought patterns to more positive ones in a logical way. Begin to challenge the belief behind your thought by questioning their quality. For example, Sarah asked herself, is it true that no one has time for me because I'm ugly? In thinking deeply about this question, Sarah began to learn a lot about why she felt that way she did at this stage. Then ask a question that forced you to dig deeper. You can also ask extremely questions because they will inspire extremely question answers. In our example, Sarah went on to ask herself, does it mean I'll never be happy? Sarah pondered on these questions and saw that she was experiencing the situation. One man falling to text her back didn't mean that she'd never be happy. She was reminded that her joy wasn't dependent on how others interact with her. Posing question to yourself can reward limitation in your thinking. As stated for Sarah, you'll begin to realize that you have make flawed assumption and forced on the negative aspects of situations in your life. Try it. Perhaps bring up a past experience that make you unhappy and ask yourself direct questions that help you to get the heart of the matter. It's important to realize that we create our own sadness by attaching negative conclusions to these past experiences in our subconscious mind. Here, we must challenge these conclusions which are stored as lessons. Failing to correct the negative lessons means they are replayed on replayed it in your subconscious mind over time. These lessons on repeat can weigh you down and induce depression. 3. Understand this step is all about apprehension, the deeper meaning behind the emotion. In our example, Sarah found that she was falling insecure as a result of her recent experience. She started to worry that she wasn't good enough during the days with her love interest was texting back. She felt better about herself. It was clear that he has a high need for social acceptance and approval. You must realize the deeper meanings behind your feelings and make use of them as opportunities to grow. Sarah determined her worth based on what others thought because she had a low self-esteem. She needed to be wiped, wowed, and expect. I should quit this. I should quit this and accept it to feel better about herself. Replace these empowering thoughts must then be replaced with empowering ones. You must ask yourself, how can I how can I will or do things differently to help myself feel better and live a greater life? To transform thoughts into ones that make you feel better in the moment, Sarah reminded herself that she was worthy of love, regardless of how others people might behave towards her. She said, I love myself and that is enough. The love I give myself will be given back to me by someone who truly cares about me. To add this empowering thoughts, think back to time when you truly feel the way you want to feel. Sarah come up with a memory in which she felt worthily confident and loved. She held this sense in her head and relived the moment. This technique not only boosts confidence, but it might also bring forth a solution. You might remember something you did during a similar situation in the past that helped you to manage it. What the fuck? Realize yourself handling the emotion you are correctly feeling in the future. As you do this, not only will your vibration increase, but you also begin to create a autonomous with that emotion that'll enable your brain to handle it for you affecting eff- effectlessly down the line. You can do this over and over again each time, stretching your imagination and make it more real in your head's eye. repetition is the key to mastery. If you what the f- if you rehearse over and over again a situation in which you deal with the emotion, you'll know exactly how to manage manage it next time it comes up to your life. Okay, let me guess. What does that even mean? So, wait, let me just a little bit. Okay. So what they say is they challenge you to study your emotion, um, negative thoughts. Don't try to compare yourself to others, and you might just feeling on your own sadness. It might not be that sad, no, you know. It just might be yourself that think that behave is rude, but it might not because they might have a bad day, don't know what to um, clear that up by themselves, so they just end up with you and understand and accept your feelings and don't try to um like skip them, like don't try to like remove the thought that the negative thought it might really help you and just get along with it and get just know what are you just know what are you feeling and get used to it and try to transform that. Don't try to wait, how do I say it? Don't try to ignoring it. Wait, how do don't try to force to the negative don't try to force the positive thought. Try to just transform them, bro. This is so weird.